If you don't know her, you may want to. Whether you like her or not, she is killing it in the arena of the world, the world stage of musicians, and that is Olivia Rodrigo. Today, I am checking out some clips from her tour and just reacting as to what I see as someone who has done a lot of performing and worked with a lot of performers. What is successful? Maybe what isn't. I don't know. It's all opinion based, so let's see what happens. So stick with me as I break down Olivia Rodrigo's, and this is the GUTS Tour. Yes. Right. Yeah, super rock, kind of like old school, like taking it back to like, and I feel like she has that combination of like Paramore meets, there's like an Innocence tour that's almost like Taylor Swift-esque. Yeah. That's what I just feel like doing. I don't know. I think the audience too. Okay, so you know what? She's starting strong. I always feel like you have to start by getting the audience super hyped up. That is just something as a note for anyone like getting ready to go on a tour themselves or to perform at some local shows and stuff like that. Like that first thing is what's going to draw people in. And granted, like she has such a strong fan base. She's known by millions of people. So it can be a little easier to kind of like get people amped up because like the drums are going, like you hear that, dun, 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 the lights are like kind of just flashing. There's that element of mystery initially because they just have like all the instrumentation and then she comes in and it's like, da, 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 you know, kind of singing and stuff like that. You can create those kinds of things too. And it might be that if you do originals and covers, like maybe you start with a really strong amped up cover to get people to be like, hey, what's happening here? Right? And that can just be like really good for the performance. And you see, that is typically over and over what you see with tours, right? That first song, there's like that anticipation. Everyone's super excited. They have the opening acts they're already starting with the opening acts to get things ready. And then like at this point, there's this moment and typically it's like they're either coming from the, the bottom of the stage or like this case, there's all these lights and the drums and stuff like that. And yeah, so I think she's starting with what I would probably want to see happen. And it's visually pleasing and it's audio-wise pleasing. All right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What I think is pretty neat about this, just like anything with the tour, guys, right? There's going to be consideration of the songs, and then there is like the visuals. This is a pretty interesting visual. I like kind of the big, it's like almost like a big mirror, and it gives you an ability to really see her up close. I don't know, I think it was pretty cool. Almost like a framework too. They had that. Then it kind of just opened up into this big pan, but the thing about it is with those kinds of things is it's about connection because it's such a big arena. That person's so small unless you're really, really close to the stage, right? So when you have that visual that everyone really does is like to be able to see the picture of them really closer. It's just that intimate connection that happens, even though you might be like in the nosebleeds, right? And you're not able to. And so I do like how the team kind of made it. It is like a panorama type thing. At first it was like kind of like this, I don't know, almost like a picturesque type thing, but really cool. I like that because again, it's all about like the connection with the audience. And she already kind of has them because they know the songs. You can hear them singing along, right? That's kind of a normal thing with artists, but it's cool. It's cool. It's her. I mean, it's like that rock. She's like pop rock. I don't know, like Paramore, or I don't know why I want to go a bit towards the Taylor Swift earlier type of vibe type thing, but Taylor Swift always kind of leaned in like the pop country and then really, really kind of pop. And yeah, but it's cool. All right, also, she's into her famous, she's had a couple of songs to get them amped up. She's taking it down a little bit, and she's bringing Vampire. Yeah. Get the moon visual, couple like periods of her. I think the really cool thing all along with this stuff is just the idea that, you know, you hear the audience just singing along, right? They're like so invested in this. Vocally too, I just want to make a note on that. So far really solid. And it sounds like they're live vocals, which, you know, is... everyone's different show-wise, right? So, like, not everyone is going to do the live vocals. I remember when I saw, like, Britney Spears going back a little bit, and, you know, I mean, it definitely wasn't live vocals. It was a ton of dancing and all kinds of stuff on that end, but it definitely wasn't live vocals. And so, but yeah, I mean, you'll see a good combination of artists doing that. I think with the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift, I think she was live. Once in a while, it can be hard. At certain times, they do have a thing that's called sweetened vocals, which means that, yes, they're singing live, but they have also a light playing of the recording in the background. And yeah, I mean, it kind of just, you know, think about them running around so much and, you know, like your breath and stuff like that. I mean, that's what they train months and months for anyways, but like, still, it kind of like evens some things out there. But I don't know if I'm really getting that so much. But yeah, because I think she's a pretty solid, strong performer as a whole. And I think, you know, there's aspects of her that is highlighted that it's not just about the performance. It's a lot about the vocals, the songs, and the performance as a combination. So, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, she's got the whole audience. I mean, they're just like singing along to everything, which is probably just like such a thrilling feeling, right, for an artist. But I think on point right now, it's pretty, you know, she's got everything happening. She's got like the visuals, she's got her vocals happening, her stage presence, you know, she's emotionally invested into it. Yeah. Then we get some dancers along being incorporated. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of time, guys, just goes. Yeah, she's incorporated a different element, a different layer, right? So, you know, there's the band, you know that, and then there's the dancers. Now, she's playing piano now. Again, just showing different artistic elements there and moving the audience along on a journey, which I think is really, really cool. Like if you can do multiple things, just having, you know, the dancers and then she's rocking right now, like the piano, which is all really good. And I think overall I'd have to like test it out there, but she's staying in the original key. Again, you don't need to like feel like, oh my God, I'm not a rock star if I don't, because a lot of artists will they will shift keys around just because it's such a demanding thing to be performing night after night after night. And not only physically for, you know, your body as a whole, but like your voice as well. But she's holding pretty strong overall with like all of her songs and stuff like that, and the high notes. You'll see at times people too, like you'll have the background maybe come in a little bit when they're hitting the high notes. And again, this isn't like, oh my God, a shame thing. Like this is just the reality of live performing. And I think in the moment there, people aren't like, those little things like that don't always, but she's doing it. She's not like not. Or another classic. So kind of like the ebb and flow. She brought it, you know, started, brought down a little bit. Now that's slowest one here. And then probably again, we'll just kind of bring it up, maybe bring it down again and then end strong. But she's got a lot of good songs. Yeah, I like to kind of cool her, like the lights kind of have like this, I don't know, there's a bunch of lights and the way that they're kind of going in and out. It's cool. Yeah. So, yeah, and I love when you hear artists talking to the audience. She's mentioning here that she just turned 21. Again, relatable stuff like birthdays, why they wrote something can be cool.
All of this to say that I think growing up isn't so scary after all, and life just kind of gets better every day. So
she's talking about buying cigarettes. Drops the F-bomb quite a bit, Olivia. So again, kind of just finding some way of communicating to him. And then it kind of pops into, so that intro goes into a picture of her as a young girl, makes sense with the song, right? So talk pattern is something as well that I'll tell artists to plan out ahead of time and really thinking of the connection with the audience, right? Like how could you make that happen there? But that's something that is thought of beforehand. And in this case, it very clearly is. Now, I don't know if she'll continue to say, yesterday's my birthday, or just like mention her birthday, or that she turned 21 this year, and that's a big milestone. And that will segue into the song that she's doing here because the backdrop is her as a little kid and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's just stuff for your own self. Like if you're over there and you're wondering like, what can I do? I don't have as big of a budget or whatever, but like there's still things that you can do performance wise that you can and should be taking from these artists. Like, you know, how they're talking to the audience, different entertainment values. If you play an instrument, highlight that. If you don't, if you want to incorporate dancers, if you know, want to bring different instrumentals on, or just even the flow of the show from like the big bang in the beginning to bringing it down in the middle of your show to the low point, or like the slowest point and then back up there. These are all things, guys, you can do. So this is the first part of the Olivia Rodrigo GUTS Tour breakdown. And yeah, it's entertaining. It's hitting all the check marks. And I hope you found value in this. If you like this, be sure to subscribe, comment, and let me know what else you'd like me to kind of react to. All right, guys, over and out.